My darling, if you knew what was coming toward you, you would be dancing right now. Allow me to give you a glimpse of what I have been preparing in secret, because the best chapter of your story is about to begin. I have been watching you carry burdens that were never meant for your shoulders. I have seen the way you push through exhaustion, the way you keep going when everything inside you wants to stop, the way you hold together a world that sometimes feels like it is falling apart. And I want you to know your journey is about to take a turn. So beautiful, so unexpected, so filled with my goodness that you will look back on this moment and remember it is the beginning of everything changing. I am not speaking empty words to make you feel better for a moment. I am speaking destiny over your life. What I am telling you is the truth that will inform your soul and give you something to stand on as the winds blow hard and the waters crash. What I have in store for you is not a slight change or an incremental increase. It is music. It is a total different experience. It is provision instead of poverty. It is peace instead of turmoil. It is joy instead of pain. It is strength instead of weakness. And it is coming straight from my hand. For I am your shepherd, and I know you will not want. You have traveled a long distance, and I know it has not always been easy. I know that there have been valleys low enough that you could not even see the sun. I know that there have been mountains steep enough that your legs ached with every single step. I know that there have been deserts dry enough that your soul felt like it was desperate for a drop of refreshment. But what I want to remind you of is the following, something you might have forgotten along the way because of your struggle. I have been walking that road with you every single step of the way. When you were at your loneliest, I was right there with you. When you thought you were unable to take one more step, it was my strength carrying you through. When the road seemed darker and you were unable to see which way to go, it was my hand leading you, even though you could not feel it. That is who I am to you, not some distant God sitting off in the sky, watching as you suffer and do nothing about it. Not some absent father, showing up only when things were going well and skipping out when things were going badly. I am your constant companion, your faithful friend, your shepherd, who knows every twist and turn of the road you are walking. And it is this knowledge of the road, this knowledge of the twists and turns, that allows me to know the green pastures that await you, to know the still waters to which you will come, sated and satisfied. I know the restoration that is to come to your weary soul. And I am so excited to bring you there. Let me tell you what I see when I look at your future. I see a table prepared for you in the presence of all that has tried to destroy you. I see your cup overflowing with blessings so sumptuous, so bountiful, that you simply will not have enough containers to hold them all. I see goodness and mercy pursuing you, not as distant strangers, but as close friends who will not leave your side. I see you dwelling in my presence, basking in my peace, overflowing in my joy, moving in my purpose, the purpose I have ordained just for you before you ever made your first breath. This is not wishful thinking by any stretch of the word. This is not a dream upon which I pray might somehow come true someday, just as all the circumstances might juggle into place from your God, and my promises are as sure as the rising sun. When I speak a word over your life, it carries the same power that spoke the universe into existence. When I declare something about your future, all of heaven aligns to make it happen. The angels are standing ready to move on your behalf. The resources of my kingdom are positioned to flow in your direction. Everything is being prepared, and the only thing left is for you to receive what I have been longing to give you. I know you have been waiting. I know the waiting has been hard. There have been seasons when you have wondered if I have forgotten your prayers, if your cries have fallen on deaf ears, if the breakthrough you desperately needed would ever arrive. But I need you to know that the timing is never late. Although it may seem that the timing is delayed according to the clock of the human mind, it has been fulfilling purpose in helping your roots grow deeper, assisting your foundation in getting stronger, in getting your heart ready to receive the blessings that would have been overwhelming for you. For instance, just consider the case of a tree that grows too fast. Such a tree has its roots shallow in the ground and will fall when the storm comes. Then consider another tree that grows slow and whose roots grow deeper in the ground, facing little storms in order to prepare it for the bigger ones. That tree stands firm when the hurricane blows. That is what I have been doing in your life. I have been growing you slowly, carefully, intentionally. I made sure that by the time the flood of blessings arrives, you would be strong enough to handle it, wise enough to use it, and humble enough to acknowledge its source. But now I want you to listen closely, for I need you to hear the next words with the ears of the heart. Time is coming for the waiting to be over. Not because I'm tired of watching you wait, but because it is finished. It is finished, and the roots are deep, and the foundation is strong, and you're ready for what is ahead. And what is ahead is more than anything you could imagine, more than anything you've dared dream of, more than anything your mind can begin to grasp. What I want to do in this instant is speak of my faithfulness to you. My faithfulness, which doesn't wane, which doesn't lessen, which doesn't take a break or a vacation. I have been faithful to you since before you were born. Since before you even knew my name and understood what it meant to have a God who was interested in all the details of your life. My faithfulness is not based upon your faithfulness. My faithfulness is not based upon your performance. My faithfulness is not dependent upon your success or lack of success. My faithfulness is simply who I am. It is like water that flows from a spring. My faithfulness just is. I have seen you down on your knees crying out to me in the quiet hours of the day when no one else around you noticed. I have collected all those tears you have cried. Not one of those tears has gone to waste. Each of those tears has told me a different story about your faith, how you have trusted me, how you have been able to trust me even when trusting seemed impossible. Those tears were precious to me. They were worship. They were prayers that expressed, I may not be able to see you. I may not be able to understand your timing, but I am going to tell you now, I'm going to tell you loudly and proudly, I believe you are good. I believe you love me. And I'm telling you now, I heard those prayers. I heard every single one of those prayers. I didn't dismiss them. I didn't forget them. I didn't get distracted by the needs around you. I treasured those prayers. I'm answering those prayers to you right now. And I love you more than you could ever possibly comprehend. My love does not depend on your performance. My love does not depend on your perfection. It's not dependent upon how well you pray, or how much you give, or how well you follow my commands. My love for you is who I am in relation to you. It's unchanging, immutable, eternal. You were at your worst, and I loved you. You fell and couldn't get up, and I loved you. When you said things you regretted, and did things you wish you could take back, I loved you still. Nothing you have done has ever made me love you less, and nothing you could do would ever make me love you more than I already do right now. I need you to really understand this, because so many of my children walk around carrying shame that I never placed on their shoulders. They feel unworthy of blessing because of mistakes they made in the past. They feel disqualified from my promises because they remember every time they fell short. But that is not how I see you. When I look at you, I do not see a compilation of failures. I see my beautiful child, someone I created with purpose and intent. I see the potential I placed inside you before the world tried to convince you that you were less than I made you to be. Let me tell you about how I see you, because I know how you see yourself, and the two images are very different. You see the mistakes. You see the times you should have done better and did not. You see the opportunities you missed, and the relationships you damaged, and the moments when you chose wrongly. And pull that list out anytime you start to get hopeful about your future. You use your past to argue against your destiny, using your failures to disqualify yourself from your inheritance. But I do not see you that way. When I look at you, I see someone I designed with care and intention. I see gifts I placed inside you that are still waiting to be fully developed. I see a destiny I wrote for you before you were born. I see potential that has barely been tapped and purpose that is waiting to be fulfilled. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are not defined by what has happened to you. You are not limited by the opinions others have formed of you. You are mine. You carry my image. You have my spirit living inside you. And that spirit gives you access to the same power that raised Christ from the dead. That is not a metaphor or an exaggeration. That is spiritual reality. Death conquering resurrection power, rolling away the stone, bringing life out of the grave. The same power is available to you right now for whatever you are facing. Whatever mountain is in front of you, that power can move. Whatever prison is holding you captive, that power can break the chains. Whatever sickness is attacking your body, that power can heal it. Whatever relationship is broken, this power can restore it. You have access to unlimited divine power. Most of the time, you forget it is even there. You have enemies, and they have been loud. I know their voices have worn you down. They have lied to you about your value, questioned your future, and tried their best to convince you that you would never really overcome the things that have held you captive so long. The enemy has studied you. He knows your weak points. He knows what kind of music you are most likely to believe. He knows what to bring up in your memory if you are tired. He knows how to time his attacks. He has time on his side. After all, he has been in the business for a while. But here is what you need to know. He is not as powerful as he wants the world to believe. His bark is far worse than his bite. He is a manipulator through deception and intimidation, but he has no power over you. He lost all power over you at the cross, where Jesus took the power from him, stripping him of music. The enemy may bother you, but he cannot have you. He may fight you, but he cannot defeat you. He may lie to you, but he cannot defeat the truth. And the truth is that you belong to me. You are protected by me, and know that no weapon that is formed against you will prosper. The voices that were speaking against you are about to be muzzled, not because you have made yourself strong enough to fight back on your own, but because I am fighting on your behalf. I am your defender. I am your shield. I am the one that goes before you and clears the road. I am the one that goes behind you to keep an eye on your back. No weapon formed against you will prosper. Not because the weapons do not exist, but because I am standing between you and any weapon that tries to harm you. I have built a wall of fire around you. I have stationed angels at every entrance point to your life. The enemy cannot touch you without my permission, and I am not giving it. The people who hurt you, the ones who spoke words which cut deep and left wounds that still ache, I am healing those wounds right now. Not with time, because time alone does not heal, but with my presence. My presence is medicine for every injury your soul has sustained. My presence is comfort for every grief you carry. My presence is peace for every anxious thought that races through your mind when sleep refuses to come. Take risks because you know I am with you. Dream big because you know I am able. Trust deeply because you know I am faithful, and anticipate the breakthrough you have been waiting for because it is already on the way. The best is yet to come, and I cannot wait for you to see what I have in store for you. Amen. If the message touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear an encouraging message like this today. Type Amen in the comments below to receive this blessing. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any message from God. Sharing helps spread the message to the world, where there are many who are struggling and need to be reminded that God sees them and loves them. Thank you for being part of this community of faith. God bless you and keep you in High's perfect peace.